honestly, I think most people want to see me successful. I just think from the subscriber base I already bought into, which is mainly transportation, nobody really wants to see me do AI tech stuff. I think most people just want me to talk about transportation, Uber and Lyft scamming me. I think they want me to talk about possibly renting vehicles, the whole journey of the transportation side, maybe possibly going into the courier route, medical transportation. I think people want me to stay in that box because it's what I'm good at. It's what I'm good at talking about because I've lived it for the past 6 years. So I think that's what they mainly want to hear about. But content creation is going to help any business. So it kind of doesn't matter what business niche you're in, what opportunity. Just learning transportation, I think, is going to help that business. Any field you go into, any business you go into, I believe transportation is always going to be a plus for that field, for building that type of business. You know, and because I have AI tools that are getting better, my content creation is automatically getting better. So now that I have enough content, to finally get away from other people's content as much. You know, like Opus Clip is allowing us to do longer clips now, so it's not just 1 minute, clips. YouTube's allowing us to do like up to 90-minute shorts, I believe now. So because I have a tool like Opus Clips, I have the ability to go back to my old content that was performing well, re-clip those, and generate so many more views, guys. I'm hoping Opus Clips finally comes to a point where they could do like a little longer videos, like 5 to 8 minutes. They might have that ability now. I haven't checked in my back office. There are other similar tools in Opus Clips. I don't want you guys to think that's the only one, because I did get offers from other apps, but they didn't work. For some reason, they didn't work as simple for me as Opus Clips does. I think it's opus.pro is the actual website, but use my link if you watching a longer form video. Go to the description box below, use my link so I can get that, a little bit of affiliate money. It's not gonna make me rich or anything, but a few dollars goes a long way when you have multiple people doing it. But yeah, I started going into analytics of all my videos, and video after video, I've tested it. People only want to see my transportation content, mainly about Uber and Lyft. Even the clips on that channel are outperforming most other channels. I've got like technically 6 YouTube channels. One was just like a test, and that's where I used to just to watch like my YouTube stuff on TV. I just use that channel, so it's not a channel that I post on often. But every once in a while, I will even post a Rideshare video on that channel, and it even whole thing, I don't think it's all about necessarily rideshare. I don't want people to think that, even though my mentor, who's also in the digital space, he's talking about starting to do rideshare, mainly for the content purposes, and it can free up his mind when he's focusing on driving. He's not so focused on content creation. And I get it why he's doing it, but I think he thinks that it's because rideshare that these people are blowing up. I don't think it's that. I think it's whatever you have really deep feelings and emotions about, and you have experience. I have more experience as a rideshare driver than somebody that uses AI technology. Let's be real, I'm just learning AI technology. I can't teach you really how to use AI technology. All I could do is go check out the links below, and you check out the service for yourself, but I can't teach it. But I could teach rideshare. I could teach you how to avoid problems before they happen. I could teach you now, finally, that I have all the business skills. I could teach you how to set up that LLC properly and build business credit, because it's something I've done in the past. And when I focus on rideshare, which is mainly going to be my Nice Guy Driver channel, I'm still going to have content from my finance channels, because I'm still going to be talking about building a business and building business credit. So I just got to break that up, where it's not all on the Nice Guy Driver channel, where I might come on and receive a new credit line under the Rideshare channel, and I can still talk about that on one of the other channels, like Blandry or Chennai Business. Now I have another channel, Bootsy Blanding, that's replacing that channel I no longer use or trying to monetize, which is basically my vlog channel. So it is going to have rideshare content, but it's also going to have content around my family. It's also going to have content around me talking about content creation. So this video will probably go on that channel, because you gotta do stuff outside of rideshare. You gotta have that mindset now. I'm not gonna say rideshare is going away tomorrow, but let's be honest, after that thing with Elon Musk, and he came out, even though a lot of people was like, it's just generic presentation, it wasn't all that, and I kind of get what they were saying, because it wasn't his best presentation. But the technology's already been there a little bit, where a lot of people, I've seen people with my own two eyes riding home in a Tesla, sleep. And I know it's against the law, I get that, but people trust Tesla that much that I literally witnessed somebody literally slumped over like this, sleep in a Tesla. I would never do that. Not in a million years, even when the technology gets better. But we all experience those times of fatigue. I feel it. I'm one of those people, I don't particularly like driving at night. And there's a lot of events that I don't go to just because I don't want to drive at night. But if I had a Tesla and all I gotta do is watch the road a little bit, I could see myself doing some of the automated car stuff. I can see myself doing it. Even at my age, I can see myself trusting it a little bit. So if the technology gets even better than what it is so far, I would not be surprised if, I see myself going out more, using the co-pilot option to not necessarily drive the whole way, but kind of guide me, because maybe I'm just a little tired, and you still don't want to be drinking when you're doing this, but let's be honest, some of us have less places, just a little tipsy, where, you know, you didn't feel safe enough to drive. Now you might consider putting on that automated, whatever you're going to call it, co-pilot in your Tesla. Or maybe you just want to eat on the way. I know we've all experienced that. We've all experienced wanting to take a long drive somewhere. Your food's getting cold. I've definitely seen people eating on the way to where they're going in a Tesla. So it is going to replace a lot of future technology in the way of transportation. Here's my theory on that. If you can't beat them, join them. And I know this goes against what some rideshare drivers believe, but I'm not just building a rideshare alternative. I'm building a private taxi, limousine, delivery service. So if that means that I got to join them, meaning when Elon eventually, let's be honest, it's probably closer to 2030 before this is 100% ironed out the way Elon was talking, I'll be ready with probably enough business credit to go out and purchase one of these vehicles outright under the company. Now that Tesla is not just a Tesla, it's a business asset that's going to make you money without a driver. That's what I mean by if you can't beat them, join them. Now, this doesn't mean you got to fire your current drivers, because there's always going to be people that want actual drivers. But think about this. Elon's going to give us the ability to use these vehicles to make money. We can start doing this under our own business umbrella. You know, think about that. Now it's under your own business umbrella. Now you don't have to look at it as, oh, Tesla's taking my job, because the car's still going to make money for you. And I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow. It might take you a really long time, and there won't be many people that will get in your car fully automated. Not everybody's not going to risk that. Let's just keep it real. But I suspect that some people under 30 will. You know, under 30 at the time of the launch of this. And I suspect that, like I said, even myself, speaking of the devil, I just saw one of the trucks, the Cybertrucks. That's funny. I'm starting to see more and more of the Cybertrucks now, even though they look hideous. Hit me in the comments if you think the Cybertruck looks hideous. It looks hideous to me. They definitely got to come out with a new shape for the truck. But the Cyber Taxi that Elon showed looked basically like a regular Tesla with hubcaps. I'm pretty sure that's going to evolve, that whole look of it. That's pretty much going to change. But I like where Elon's going, but he's a little bit out there with the timeline, because he's talking like 2026. These will be starting to be rolled out. And then the robot, you got to give him credit for the robot as well. The robot, even if it does basic functions, picture this, guys. You have your own event space. When people walk in, you have one of these robots greet them. That's all it has to do, is greet them. You have a private member club, and when they come to the door, the robot greets them. You you also have another employee come out, watching them, make sure they don't, they don't kick and punch the robot for any reason. But you let the robot greet them. That is a wow factor that will blow people away. Think about this. What if you're even the first golf club that has one of these Tesla robots greeting your people as they're walking in? That's worth $20,000. They said they're going to be a little bit less than the cars, so I'm guessing the $20,000 to $25,000 mark. That is a business investment that pays for itself. If you get that wow factor, and let's say you get one of the smaller news stations to do a story on your club, and you're one of the first clubs that has one of these bots greeting their customers. You have one of the first cyber trucks, all under the name of your transportation company or your private member club. Now that robot becomes a cash-producing asset for your business. Just the wow factor of the robot being at the door, or you're at a party and the robot greets your kids for their birthday. You have it in your event space that they can use the robot for a photo op. Now you brought value to your event space because you have a robot that people are literally signing up and coming to your event space because you have one of these first Tesla bots. So even if it is 2030, most of you that watch my channel are between 40 and 55. You'll still be around, God willing. Provided a freak of nature accident don't happen. You guys will still be around to see this technology. I'm thinking more like 2030. Elon's talking about 2026. That's kind of soon. The robots are pretty much done. We're just talking about the cyber taxi, where it's 100%. They have the technology in the regular Teslas. They just got to refine it a little. And I think it will be ready definitely by 2030. And rather than cry about it as drivers, create your own transportation company now. Start putting your same Uber and Lyft money in that same company. So that's the beauty of it. You don't have to do anything different. You're just taking the money from your own name as an independent contractor, self-employed, putting it in your own LLC. And what does that do? Yes, you're going to pay money in taxes, but that allows you now to take a W-2 paycheck as an employee of your own business, and it's going to help you on the credit building side for your personal and business, because if the business blows up, you can increase your check. If the business not doing so great, you keep your check where it is. But you can instantly raise your check, which instantly raise your income. And now you look more valuable to lenders. Eventually turn that LLC into an S Corp or a C Corp. I think there's some benefits in keeping it a C Corp. I would not keep it a pass-through entity because you're going to pay a lot more taxes. But talk to your tax professionals, But you can later on change it to an S or a C Corp and provide yourself a little bit more income, and that's going to change the game. But thinking back on that private member club, walking in, I'm thinking of myself. I'm thinking if I walked into a private member club, or even you make it like an auto club for drivers, the possibilities are endless with the club end of it. people walk in and see that robot with your branded company name on it. Think about that. The robot's got your branded company name on it or logo on it. Game changer, guys. If you're not thinking like I'm thinking, you're not ready for this business stuff. If you're not already thinking ahead, your wheels ain't spinning, and you're thinking, you know, like all these Uber drivers panicking that Elon and these automated cars will take away our job. You can't think like that. You got to think about your own individual business and think about creating a business that, regardless of what technology comes out, your company's making money. I would say pivot. I would say start the transportation company, and even if transportation as a whole is slow, you could transition, like I said, to doing other things because you got business credit, you've got capital. You can start renting vehicles. You can do non-emergency medical. There's so many little niches within transportation. You can even turn around and be like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy in my state that teaches Uber drivers how to go private and how to protect themselves from the future. That's where I'm going with it. And I want to thank you guys that been giving me positive feedback and supporting the channel. I'm getting more positive comments. I had one hater that I just could not get rid of. He kept coming back. He'll go away. He'll come back, change his name. And the dumb thing about him, he kept the name very similar. It was the same name. You just changed the numbers on the end. Finally got rid of him. And ever since, I've been seeing more positive feedback from you guys. You're going to get negativity. That's part of the game of YouTube. But if I can avoid it when it's unnecessary, I will. Like, if you give a positive critique, like, well, maybe you should do this. Or even when people say maybe you should go get a job, I don't mind that so much. But when people come on here and they're like die-hard Uber platform people, where they're like, oh, don't talk bad about Uber, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I hate that crap. I hate it. If you start spitting that crap in my comments, you will be deleted and blocked. I don't care how much you think you're a supporter. At that point, you're a hater in my mind. The apps are not here. The apps started this wave. I get it, but the apps are not designed to make us more money. They're designed to make the company more money. So you have to start thinking like they think. What do I got to do to build a company and focus on building more money from my own economy and my own company? And stop acting like these apps are God. Uber and Lyft are not God. When these other apps come out, and even then, I think you should start your own business. Even when you're on these other apps. And the beauty about all this is you can fund your transportation company with different apps. You could do Roadie. You could do other apps other than just Uber and Lyft and still fund this. That's why I like this. I'm calling it a transportation company, but it don't necessarily have to be a transportation company. It could just be a company where you fund everything through apps. I just like to say transportation because when you go to the bank, that's what they understand. You know, they're going to ask you what code or what business you're going into. And taxi and delivery is lower risk than trucking. So I definitely would not say trucking, you know, by any means. Even if you are going to trucking, I would do taxi and delivery as your NAICS code and do other things. There's nothing saying that you can't go do car rentals under that same code. There's nothing saying you can't do non-emergency medical under that same code. You might have to get more licenses, but you can still operate under that same taxi and delivery code, which I would say is probably the lowest risk code as far as transportation goes. We're also going to be talking about business names and why everybody in transportation is doing it wrong. You know, I think, my opinion, everybody's doing it wrong because they got rides, transportation, Rideshare, all these names, all these things in their name that automatically tell the bank they're higher risk. I would do a generic name, something Empire, so that it doesn't trigger when you're going for loans and grants. It doesn't trigger automatically that you're in transportation. You know, any of these little names, a lot of these busing companies, they got transportation in their name, and I guess they think they have to. You don't have to put that in your name. You know, it could just be called Sullivan's. Sullivan Global. I don't know where I got that name from. It just came to me. Sullivan Global, and you still be doing taxi and delivery. You know, and there's reasons why you want the name to be low risk. It's mainly for the business credit stuff. But we're going to go through phases, and this is going to give me a lot of opportunity to make a lot of content, because there's so much to talk about and there's so much to complain about with Uber and Lyft. So I'm never going to run out of content. Never. Even if I get away from talking about Uber and Lyft, there's still a lot to talk about in transportation in general. Or we might switch over and start renting cars. It's all the same arena. And by my main transportation channel being just called Nice Guy Driver, I'm not stuck in that niche of just Uber and Lyft, if that makes sense. Well, I just got to my daughter and my granddaughter's house. I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, I know it was a little glare in most of it, but thank you guys for listening to me rant. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.